Hi, I'm Drew with Malivo Beekeeping, and today on The Buzz is Growing, I'm with the Johnson family, and we're going to talk about where to place your hives and how to install your new honeybee packages. First, guys, we're going to go over, generally speaking, a few tips on where to put your hives, whether it's in your backyard, in town, or on the farm, or wherever. And a few things to keep in mind are you want your bees to have good sunlight early in the morning. So as much south facing as possible, get them that early sun exposure. And then if you can get them some nice afternoon shade, when it gets really hot in the summertime, that's important. Another important thing to keep in mind is you want to be able to have a little bit of room on the back side of your hive. So when you're working your bees later in the summer, you can work them from the back side, not to impede their flight in the front while they're coming and going while you're inside of them. Another thing, especially if you're in an urban setting, something that's really important is to think of the flight path of the bees. So where they're coming and going, how they're getting to the hive. So you don't want your beehive facing towards your garden or towards the neighbor's sidewalk. Think of, again, how those bees are going to come and go from your hive, and just be mindful of your surroundings. So the two ways that we're going to install the bee packages today, the first one is a really gentle, easy way to install them. We're going to first take our Malivo bee package that we've either gotten in the mail or we went and picked up at a store that we pre-booked it for. And inside of this 3-pound package of bees is going to be a can of syrup. And this tab here has an individual cage with the queen bee inside of there. So let's take the syrup can out first. And while you're doing that, what I've done with the package, or with the bee box rather, is I've already taken our in-hive feeder and I've filled it. You got it? Yeah. I filled our in-hive feeder with a gallon of syrup, and it's a 1-to-1 sugar to water mix. Okay, so now I'm going to take that queen package out. Okay, you can see our queen inside of there, guys. You want to make sure that she's looking good. She's got a candy cork in the bottom here. Nope. Popped her tab off. And there's a little cage on the front. You want to make sure that cage is facing out. We're going to pinch her between 2 frames. And the reason why we want that cage facing out is so when the other bees go to feed her, they can get to her. If that cage is facing in towards the frame, they can't get to her. Okay, so we're just going to pinch between the 2 frames there. Now we're going to take our bee package, and we're just going to nice and easy lay it inside there. And because we have a 2-box steep kit, I've taken all 10 frames out of the top, and we're just going to nice and easy. You playing with the girls? All right, ready, here we go. Let's put the top box on. And this is just to cover them up. So now the bees are going to come out of the package. They're going to come out of the package, they're going to go down to the queen and tend to her, and they're just going to nice and easy come out on their own. A real gentle way to introduce your bees. Want to grab me the inner hive lid? So right now it's pretty late in the evening. This way the bees will work their way out and they won't have time to what we call drift away. So it's really important to, if conditions are right, you want to do it when it's dry, you want to do it when it's kind of warm, is install them in the evening. That way when they all go in, they stay inside overnight, they have time to acclimate and get used to the hive, and then they stay in there. Tomorrow morning we'll come back, we'll take our hive apart, we'll check our package, and if all of the bees are out of the package, we just take the package out, we take the syrup can, we move it away. If there's still a few bees in the package, then you can lightly shake them out and then take your package away at that point. Also, once we take that package out tomorrow, we'll remove this top box, and that way we just have one deep full. The time to put the second box on is after the bees have filled about 70% of the first deep box, the first brood box, full of drawn comb. Once that's full, or about 70% full, we'll put the second box on with all 10 frames in there. Cool. Any questions on that? No. All right. The second way to install it, or install the package, is a little quicker And it's just, we're just gonna dump it. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and pull that out. Pull out our sugar can. Again, I've already filled our in-hive feeder. I'm gonna grab the package. This is gonna be pretty cool. Stand here right by Mom. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna grab my hive tool. Make sure you always have your hive tool for this. This is always nice. Sometimes the packages come in a wooden box, and when they come in the wooden box, that syrup can, oftentimes you have to pry it out. It's a little harder to take out, so make sure you always have your hive tool with you. Okay, we're gonna take out our queen again. Again, she's got that candy cork in the bottom. And we'll put her off to the side for just a second. So this one is a little bit different. We're gonna put her off to the side and just wait. So now we've got our 3-pound package of bees. And now we're just gonna dump the bees inside. Okay, you ready for this? Mm-hmm. Okay. And to keep from having to shake a lot, just be really firm on the first few times that you do it, okay? We're gonna dump, dump, dump. All right. There'll still be a few bees inside the package, and that's okay. We'll come back and we'll do the rest of that here in a minute. So now we're going to take our queen again, make sure that that cage is facing out. We're going to pinch her between a couple of the frames. And now we get to put all the frames back in. You want to start putting frames in for me? Just go ahead and pick it up. There you go. Good job. Hand it up to me here. Perfect. Nice work. You want to put that one in? Good job. It's all right. We're doing a good job. These frames will go down. The bees are just nice and easy. So again, see, I'm going to take my hive tool, making sure that the queen's in there still. All right, so what we got is, because of that queen cage is causing a little extra space, we'll leave one frame out for tonight. She's in there, so now we're gonna put our inner hive cover lid on. You wanna put it on? Lift it up there. Good job. Now with this method, we don't have to come back tomorrow and check. We actually wanna stay out of the hive for about 2 to 3 days if possible. And again, that sugar cork in the bottom of the queen cage, the worker bees will come up, they'll eat that out, they'll release the queen. Let's come back in 2 or 3 days. Again, making sure that we have good conditions outside, it's not raining or really cold or anything like that. We'll come in, we'll make sure that when we lift that queen cage out, you wanna make sure that they've released her. And if she's gone, we'll straighten out our frames, we'll take that extra frame, and we'll put it back in there, we'll put the lids back on, and the same thing as this one, is once about 70% of those frames are full of comb, we'll add our next deep box on top. So that's how we do it. We'll just take the rest of this package right here, and we'll just lay it on the side, and the rest of these bees will walk their way in, and we'll be ready to go. So again, it's getting close to dark. These bees will go to bed for the night, and tomorrow they'll have their new home. They'll be ready to go. So we have both of the packages introduced. There's one last little quick piece we're going to do. It's called the entrance reducer. And this little piece of wood, it's a real simple thing. We're going to put it in the front of the hive. And what it's going to do, it's going to help the bees have a smaller area to defend against being robbed out. And it's also going to reduce wind draft, anything like that might chill the hive. Once the hive is built up and they're a little bit more robust during the later parts of the summer, you can just pull that entrance hive reducer right out, no problem. Then the bees will just come and go as they please. Okay, so now that we have our entrance reducer in, there's one last thing that's really important, and with any beginner or brand new beekeeper, it's really tempting to want to go in and out of your hives. They call it lid lifting. It's really tempting to want to just watch the bees. Obviously they're really fascinating, they're fun, but after we've pulled our queen cages and we've ensured that the queen is in the hive, she's been accepted, things are going well, you want to do your best to stay out of your hive for, I would say a week to 2 weeks. Give them plenty of time to get comfortable with their surroundings, because the more you lid lift and go in and out of them, the more likely they are to abscond and lose your bees for the season. That's another reason why we recommend doing 2 hives as a start versus 1. you know, if something happens to one hive in the summer, you got to wait an entire year to go back and start over. So if you do 2 hives, it gives you a better chance of making sure that you have one of them survive, and you can have, you know, that fun all summer and hopefully have a bunch of honey at the end of the summer. I think that's it, guys. I think we're all wrapped up here. And remember,
small wings carry big things.
that's right. We'll see you next time.